2, 1.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Welcome to the Pulpery Sportscast with Brock and Ben. This podcast is where we discuss the sports headlines that intrigue us and those little stories that enrage us. Dennis Allen, fire Pete Carmichael.
Please, somebody step in and make the executive decision.
Come on, Mickey. I know.
Somebody.
I do like 5 things over here.
I just sit here.
I should give you the mouse.
That's fine. I can do that. So, yeah, he's okay. How many years is it now? 3?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Since Peyton's been gone?
Yes.
2.
And then 3 for Breeze.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So, Pete Carmichael's been there the whole time.
Right, but remember, like, Peyton always had, like, final say on the offensive
Correct.
side.
So it's been 2 years with Dennis Allen.
Right.
Without Sean Payton, we'll
Right.
say. Although apparently Sean Payton sucks too because he just got smoked.
We'll get to that.
Whoa. Damn, that was...
Sure.
Yeah, that was... we need to report something up there. Yes, I don't know. So we were up 17-0, and that was an illusion because a touchdown of that was on a punt return.
Yeah.
Because Shaheed,
yeah.
Sheed is what we'll call him.
Yeah.
I'm sure you won't like them. Okay. Yeah, but he ran back a punt.
Yeah.
You know what really pisses me off out of all this? Chris Olave's catch.
It's amazing.
And now it's an afterthought.
Right.
You didn't hear anybody fucking talking about it.
No.
It was everybody sucking Green Bay's cock.
I don't want to poo on Carr, but you're talking about a guy who is still finding his way around the Saints offense. So, right. I mean, and thankfully it's not a season-ending injury. Hopefully it's a 1 week.
You saw what Breeze said?
What?
He dealt with it in 14, and he was like, I didn't throw a football all week, and I played games on Sundays.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what our record was in 14. It was probably 7-9, I had to guess.
Yeah. Or it might have been like a...
How many years after the Super Bowl was that? 5?
Yeah, about that. But anyway, so...
Go ahead, sorry.
But, on paper, you should be... take a dude like Jameis Winston and put him in, and he should be able to do close to the same thing. Now, I used to hate Jameis Winston.
So do I.
Of course, I've softened on the man a little bit.
Well, the man came from nothing.
Yeah.
Literally.
And he's still, the fact that you sit there and you go, I'll play backup, like, that's cool.
Yeah, no. And he seems to truly love being in New Orleans a Saint.
Right.
Because he's done everything. You're right. I'll get demoted. You're going to bring more people in and keep me? Sure, I'll do that.
But I still don't understand the Carmichael strategy of 2nd and long and we're going to run it. Like, I don't... It's like
problem
it's like
is,
Brian Kelly playing call.
The problem is, yeah, that's exactly right. Is you're in 2nd and long to begin with, which means you tried a screen,
sure, or a slam pass, or a curl, or you got Michael Thomas on your team where you just got to put it above the defender's head.
Have him run 5 yards and turn around and catch the ball.
Yeah,
Jimmy Graham could do that. He's huge.
There you go. Taysom Hill can do that. Yeah.
You mean to tell me if you need 5 yards and you put those guys out there, you can't get 5 yards?
You also have Winston who can still run a bit, too.
And Carr can do the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will say this, and I'm in no way defending Pete Carmichael. You're probably a sweet man. But our offensive line, our highest paid dudes on the team
Yeah.
are a fucking sieve.
But like in the passing game, like when it comes to runs,
Oh yeah, they were opening up. Well,
they make holes all over the place. I know.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yep, they most certainly do. But we get Kamara back, so that should alleviate some of it. But then here's what'll happen. Carmichael will either he'll lean too heavy on him.
Yeah.
But my money's on not using him enough.
Could be that too.
Oh, it will most definitely be that.
That's one of those things too where Kamara comes back, and if a couple of the other running backs that have gone down, but even our boy
the rookie,
who's been getting the touches, he's getting better every game.
Yep.
So you could go to like a twin back set, and particularly if the offensive line is, like you said, like a sieve.
Yeah.
Then put 2 running backs in there, or bring back the I formation.
Or just put 3 back there with Taysom in the middle.
Right. And then at least you have extra defenders for whoever's dropping back to pass.
I saw a video.
You also have two options on the flat going out.
I'm not a coach. I didn't play football. There are people smarter than me at this.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, it's like they were standing still. It's the reason Carr got hurt, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Okay. Good side is the defense. Alante or Avante Taylor, the cornerback.
I think it's Avante Taylor, yeah.
Literally number 1 on his back. That kid is fucking good. So if you've got Marshawn Lattimore locking down somebody on one side and this kid locking somebody down on the other side.
I liked it that he never turned his head. He just played the receiver.
Yeah, he did this, and then when he knew the ball was getting close, he put his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but like that's so fucking smart, because if you turn your head,
the ball's going to be by you before you know it.
Well, not even that, but if you're looking at the ball and getting handsy with the dude, that's an immediate pass interference.
Yeah.
But if you don't know where the ball is, you can almost do anything you want, and the refs technically shouldn't be able to throw the flag as long as it's not terrible.
Well, they were throwing the...
Because you don't know where the ball is, so you're just playing the receiver.
My favorite thing is the quarterback throwing the ball short just because he sucks, and the receiver running through the defender to catch it, and then they call pass interference on the defender.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
He's running full... This is a dude that's probably over 6 feet tall, running 20-something miles an hour.
Sure.
And the dude turns around and stop. No, I don't know. Fucking...
Particularly if you're not looking at the ball.
Whatever. There's no way in hell we should lose a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Sure. But thankfully, Sean Payton's Broncos looked worse.
Boy, did they look. And I didn't watch it. All I know is that who did they even play? Miami decided not to kick a field goal to make it 73 because that would have been the most points scored. I think the record right now is 72.
Yeah.
So he sat on that.
My favorite stat about that game was if you played any of the start, like on your fantasy team, if you just did all Dolphins, you would have gotten like 140 points for that game. It's bananas.
And I couldn't tell you who's on that team. Is Tua a quarterback?
Yeah.
How's he doing that with a scrambled brain?
Apparently, it scrambled it in the right way, and now
It just put it back to where it needed to be.
Yeah.
That's why he needed the second one.
Right.
We just figured out CTE.
Yeah. It got rid of whatever was inhibiting him from whatever it was before. Now he's
just put it back in place.
It's now he's fucking Joe Montana out there.
Fucking Christ. Good on you. So, we could talk about Leeds now.
The other football.
So, but real quick. So, Derek Carr, I wanted to ask. Because, I thought we were going to win 11 games or so, and if Carr can't play for 2 or 3 weeks.
I mean, that's where, in the past, you had Sean Payton and his trickery in his inventive ways. But like we're saying, and we're putting it on Pete Carmichael. I mean, it might be.
So here's the thing:
he doesn't trust other people or whatever. But
Taysom Hill's a
they're not
quarterback,
inventive enough,
right?
Or he's not inventive enough.
Taysom Hill's a quarterback. Why not play him? You're up 17 and just have him run the ball. And then when they bring everybody down, he can still throw it.
Yeah.
And now if you put him in like that, they're keying on him.
Sure.
And then, what was it? Not this past week, but the week before, he was all over the fucking field.
Right. But no, they go out and they sign, I forget who it was, off of somebody's practice squad. So it's...
I don't know. I saw that the Jets signed Trevor Siemian. He was here for a cup of coffee, I believe.
Yeah.
That's depressing that I know that.
Yep.
All right, so we will get to not depressing stuff. Leeds, even though we still can't watch them, ESPN, they're climbing the table, so maybe you can throw them on the game of the week. Just, come on, throw us a bone. Please.
Or, I don't know. You have a streaming service. Why don't you just carry all the championship games?
Exactly. Just you clearly have rights to games.
Yeah.
Buy them all.
Yeah, I don't get
Just
it.
buy the feed for every single game and give it to us. At any rate. So,
But from what we saw from recap highlights.
It's amazing what having a striker will do.
So, yeah, imagine that.
And I think Dan James has...
Somebody finally found out how to use him properly.
You. I didn't want to say he's figured out where to be, but Farkey's got him where he needs him to be.
Yeah.
And I have to look at the formation, although it's so fluid. I don't know.
I think it was the same formation as the last couple of games, where it's at,
3-4-2-1 or something.
Yeah.
Or 1. Okay. So he had him playing behind.
Yeah. Should have been.
Yeah.
I think he's found the formation he likes, and so now it's just getting the personnel in the right spots. But he's got, what's interesting is, if I remember correctly, Pirro is playing behind Jorginho, even though Pirro usually ends up in front. But I think that's the way they got it. Is that so it's
I couldn't tell. Well, Dan James moves around too. So
yeah.
Triangles, mate.
Sure.
Triangles. Hold on, I'm trying to get the formation up.
It's almost like the front, or it's like the front two strikers are in an infinity loop. Like they can just swap with each other, depending on the...
Even when Noto's on the field, I say it all the time. He pops up in a whole bunch of places. So I think he likes his front three lineups, Brock. So, 4-2-3-1. Okay.
Yeah.
And he does. And Pirro's playing directly behind Ruger.
Right, exactly. To start,
Kamara. Who was that? Is that Alvin's brother? That would be fucking amazing.
His British twin.
Yes, that's who it is. All right. Sturrock's still in the middle. Oh, it's good to see Cooper back.
And Dallas is starting to practice with him again.
Good.
Yeah.
So Anthony came on.
But they don't see him coming back until mid-season, so... at least full-time, like starting, so... But that's another stout defender that can play out on the back wing.
Shackleton got on the pitch. Okay.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot too. So it's weird. It's like Farka's using the personnel that Bielsa would love to use,
right?
But he's using it in a more traditional fluid style.
So the thing to the press is, you can't do it for 90 minutes, and at some point you're going to switch off and they're going to get right by you.
Yeah.
But if you do a controlled press, which is Juventus tries, but Pep does it, Liverpool
exactly,
and Atletico Madrid and all those teams.
We want to take this time to thank you for supporting the Pulpery Podcast. We are available on all podcast platforms, so please follow us and turn on the downloads. You can always delete them later. If audio is not your thing, we are on YouTube. Check out our page and hit the subscribe button, like our episodes, and share with all your friends. Follow us on all the socials for our latest content and additional takes on the latest stories and news. If you need a change for your taste buds, go to thegdsauce.com and change the way you think about the way you eat. From their signature goddamn sauce to their ghost pepper sauce, they have everything you need to rethink condiments. Help support an independent business by getting rid of your same old condiments and boss up with the goddamn sauces. Back to your boys. We're starting.
I know. I was trying to gather my thoughts. If I wanted to lead with, we have another investigation going on about the club.
Yes, you do.
This one makes no sense. It's apparently paying agents too much money. And I don't quite understand. Like, there was some...
So you are being charged with running a soccer team.
Pretty much. Like, that's what I'm saying. I didn't understand it. Like, somebody tried to explain that it was payments that they didn't make, that they're now making to these. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, so it's like back pay?
I guess. Yeah. But it should be pay nonetheless.
Well, you know.
But I guess if you pay it in this tax year versus this tax year, and the books are a little off, then aren't we getting petty?
But the people who know about bribery and overpaying would be the Italian government bureaucracy. So,
correct.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the Agnelli family here, okay? Just so we're clear, there's a documentary about them. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to.
Finger guns at the camera. Hey.
Yes. So it's comical at this point.
Sure.
And if the football on the pitch was any good, it would make it easier to swallow. But Juventus are just, I don't know. It's an abusive relationship. It really is.
It's very toxic.
They play the game of their life, and everybody's like, finally, here it is. We start, like, we have our best 11, and then they follow it up where God, it was a really bad football game. Match. The own goal was the icing on the cake. Because and granted, this all came after my morning started at a soccer tournament for my son, which ended in the emergency room.
Oh, that's where he broke.
So, yeah. And then I came back and watched Juventus down 2-1 to Sassuolo. Yeah, you heard that right. Sassuolo. And Chiesa scores. Beautiful. 80-something minute. Great. We're going to win. No. Nah, that wasn't in the cards at all. They gave up a goal. Like, it was just like it looked like training.
Maybe they were doing that because their agent wasn't paid enough.
Or paid too much, and they don't want to, like, make a big deal about it. Yeah, so they gave up a third goal, and then Gatti's own goal was something else. Yeah. I sent it to you. I don't know what he was thinking. And he was like 30 yards out.
It's a straight brain fart.
And the goalie who you're passing it back to is the one who passed you the ball from the sideline. He's not the Flash. He can't get back there. And the best part is there was no one. I was closer to him on the pitch than anybody on the other team. And he just, one time, right into the goal. And everybody just went...
If the goalie was in the dead center of the box, it would have been a perfect pass.
Exactly. He couldn't have put it on frame any better, one touch. And then everybody just went, oh. Fuck. So then they played Lecce, I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
Today.
Which is like milk?
Yeah.
Sorry, cream.
I was going to say a brand of espresso or something, but
they played Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker.
Jesus Christ! Nobody.
That was
staying on topic.
Sorry.
And they played about the worst half of football I've ever seen. Actually, I didn't get to fucking see it because
Paramount wanted to Maybe they didn't pay Paramount's agent enough.
That's probably what it is. Because every other match was available. So I had to follow on Twitter, and apparently it was a shit show out there.
Well, I mean, there was a red card.
Yeah. And just look at the stats. It's ridiculous.
Sorry, I did all the wrong things right there.
I got it right here. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. I don't... It took us to the 57th minute to score against the team that I think might be in the bottom. Oh, no, they're in 4th place.
Yeah.
Huh. It's interesting to know. So, yeah. It takes a miracle goal that, by the way, did have to get reviewed. Just so Juventus is like the Saints. Anytime something good comes, you have to wait.
Right.
Make sure you look around.
And
there's no flags or VAR's not on the TV. Okay, but great. Now I can celebrate.
Well, you got to give time for the bribes to process. So
So they sleptwalked through a match today, and thank God they won. But now we've got Atalanta Sunday, which that's tricky.
Yeah.
That is super tricky.
It's still early, and the brief moments that I've
Bergamo
been paying attention because of you, Atalanta usually comes on strong. Or midway through the season.
They scored lots and lots and lots of goals. That's just how they play. But if they're not, we'll see. Juventus could either lose by 4 or win 1-0. I don't think there's any other option.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Those are your two options. Blown out or squeak
by and look terrible doing it. You know who almost as terrible as Deion Sanders? Because he looked, maybe not him. That team looked completely overmatched.
Yeah.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, it was probably because I didn't have Taylor Swift cheering on the team. I'm sure she wanted to be there, but she had to be in KC. So,
of all places,
yeah,
where the Kelsey twins are. If there's any brothers family, they're killing it right now. They're America's brothers. They are.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with that.
I don't.
I don't know how angry I want to get.
Well, that's why I was gonna. Well,
oh no! I see where you were going. We'll
get to Taylor Swift. So Deion Sanders.
Well, no. It's that's where I want to start with this because you go on, and it's not just even Twitter. So I was on my lunch break. I was. I check news and shit like that, and there's amongst the 5 different stories on Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game. So first is like are they really dating? Are they not? What? And then the ratings impact, and I get it. I get
and
that.
Then
but
he immediately gained 500,000 followers on all of his social media.
Yeah.
He's now the 4th highest selling jersey.
And so buried amongst, and again, I can't. There's some sites I can't get at work because of ad blockers and shit like that. So I'm stuck with CNN. So yeah, but even on NBC's news app, it was everywhere. But buried in that was just this real quick thing. Was over the weekend. Some Division II team played had the first woman starter on their football team who was not a kicker.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Right, and
big deal.
So it should be a huge deal. She was a starting safety,
which is one of the burlier positions.
And she was at least for that game. I don't know if it's a consistent thing. She's the team captain, 5'6", 145. Got a recorded a QB hurry for an incomplete pass. That's a huge deal.
How long was she on the field? Was she on the field consistently?
I couldn't find that out. I didn't know if it was like one play or if she was out there for the majority of the game.
Maybe 15 snaps or 20 snaps or whatever.
But
doesn't matter.
Instead, we see 4 or 5 different pictures leading to stories analyzing Taylor Swift watching a fucking football game. And I mean, all this other.
I can't wait till Patrick Mahomes' family comes out and tries to outdo them.
Sure.
It's going to be fun. What difference does it make? She's not even dating Travis Kelce, is she? She's dating the brother? That would be fucking chef's kiss.
No, I think she's dating the Chiefs Kelce, yeah.
It would be so much better.
But like...
Do they have a sister?
I don't know.
That's who she could be dating. Taylor.
Maybe she's dating the mom. I don't know.
So I wanted to bring it into the politics. So apparently she has that much pull.
Sure.
To have non-football playing Swifties. Is that what they call them?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Because stands are for K-pop and shit.
Right. So, yeah, she has so many fans that will listen to her. She signed up like 300,000 people to vote or some shit. Right?
Yeah, and wait. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing Taylor Swift.
We'll get to that in the politics. We'll stop.
I'm not criticizing. I'm criticizing news media.
Yeah, no.
And that this is what you latch onto. Like, the world is fucking burning down around us all.
But it's Taylor Swift.
Right. And we are being... Like, there's no choice. And it's not like, oh, hey,
no,
I'm going to skip over that. There were 5 fucking stories.
Yes.
Including an opinion piece about what this means about fucking society. Like, I hate to get old man on this, but it's like, first off, the Dolphins game is more of a storyline for the sports world.
Yes.
Because, nobody's been beaten that bad in, 20 years?
I can't remember the last time. 70? God, that's 10 touchdowns.
Right. And it's supposed to be a halfway decent team. Like we mentioned, there's the girl who starts in a college football game in a non-kicker role. That, where...
You know what else?
There should be... The same people that made the women's soccer team documentary should be making a documentary about that. But that's buried and that gets, 2 paragraphs.
Hockey started.
Yeah.
And they have 2 female coaches behind the bench. Not head coaches, but part
Assistant
of the
coaches.
staff.
Yeah.
Actually on the bench.
About time.
Why? I bet nobody know that.
The U.S. women's hockey team is more dominant than anything we could or anything the men could ever put together.
The men are good. Well, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, but to parlay this back,
I was just trying to point out that that's something else that went down.
What you're talking about with Deion Sanders and Colorado, which is first off, deserves.
He was on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, that you're going it was a 2-win team over, and granted, it's they were ranked below the teams that they weren't expected to.
They
beat
only
the
won
teams.
1 game last year, is what they keep hammering home.
Sure,
and he won his first 2.
And I get that, but you're also talking about Deion Sanders. The more you feed that dude's ego, the bigger he's going to get.
That's how it works.
And that's
his whole thing is going to.
And I feel bad for the Colorado fan base in that they buy into all this crap, knowing, and there's always that stuff of and that's where I'm at too with even Notre Dame, like all the Notre Dame fan pages are and hey, we calm it down.
It's
you got to wait till week 7 or 8 until you really start making these claims.
And then we were freaking out over the Saints, but we do that.
But that's pro versus. I mean, college. It's.
Oh, I know what you're. Yeah.
It's why are people still so gullible that they will buy into whatever college game day is shoving down their throats?
Well, that's what they do every year. That's their shtick.
Exactly.
And
the following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulper is a privately produced podcast by Brock Ryder and Ben Grimmie. On social media and photography by Beck Ryder. Original music by the Heisenberg Compensators.